Tony. How you doing? NAMM 2017.
I'm great, Nick. Thanks for coming by. How are you?
I'm good. Avid booth. You've been doing some new stuff with the artist collaboration and the online collaboration stuff.
We have, yeah.
So tell me what's new.
So overall at the show, we're talking a lot about how over the past year, there's been a lot of momentum towards the fulfillment of the original Avid Everywhere vision, which is to bring, to keep the products best in class and super, cutting edge, to keep, to connect artists together in a more collaborative way, and also a more profitable way, in a way that opens up creative opportunities so that this industry can thrive and, not just get by, but we want people to be able to make a living doing this stuff. So over the past 7 quarters, 7 Pro Tools releases. This last quarter was no different. Pro Tools 12.7, like you said, added some improvements to collaboration, but also some improvements to general music creation workflows. For instance, when you have inspiration as an artist, you often have to seize the moment really quickly, and you want to find the right sound really quick, because it's really easy to lose that. So one of the things we did was we make it much easier now to find the right loop if you're starting out an idea, because oftentimes that's what people use as that initial nugget. So what we've done is we've added some functionality into the existing workspace called Soundbase, and what that does is it allows you to Jesus, I'm gonna start over. So we've added a new functionality to the workspace which reads existing metadata tags. So loop libraries today, they all come tagged with information about, what kind of sample is it? Is it a beat? Is it a loop? What's the BPM? What's the style? What kind of instrument is it? All this stuff is, very much openly kind of readable with metadata. Apple Loops uses it. Tons of sound libraries use it. Well, we've implemented that here so that when you fire Pro Tools, you simply tell Pro Tools where your sample library folder or folders are, and it catalogs all of that metadata. And then what it does is it brings them all up in this view where it surfaces all of this metadata here. So any tagging that you have is very easily available. So let's say we're looking for something that is a drum, it's a dub drum, and it's deep.
So you get like a tag search, drill down. Yeah.
For creative exploration of different ideas, it's really fantastic, because alternatively, you really have to know what you're looking for. You have to know what to type in to find it. Here, I get a bunch of ideas right in front of me. And what's even better, and makes this much more powerful than some of the other alternatives out there, is that if you have a library of your own, you can very easily add custom tags.
Okay. So, does that work across instruments as well, or is it just sort of sample sets and loops that you're talking about?
It works across any sound file, really. So it doesn't, it doesn't matter what the content is. So obviously, not outside of music production, for post-production, has a lot of applications as well.
Spot effects.
Absolutely, yeah. So those are some of the music creation stuff. In terms of collaboration, what we've done is we've introduced versioning and revision history. So, today when you want to save a new version, let's say you're working on a project, or maybe you're working on a spot for a commercial. Oftentimes you have to do iteration. You want to, you're getting direction to try this, that, and the other thing. So you end up having a lot of different versions. The file management can become a little bit cumbersome. It also becomes cumbersome when you have to take that project or session, you move it somewhere else, because now you have maybe a single audio files folder and it has content from a bunch of different projects or sessions in it. So what we've done here is we've introduced versioning. So I can very simply go here and say save a new version. So let's just say this is Tony's version, and I'm trying to type from a weird angle here, and I can say this one really rocks.
Right. So is it?
All right.
It's kind of like. In coding, you use version history, use things like subversion and that kind of stuff.
It'll make a lot more sense now. So let's say we want to go back and now, what are the different versions? Well, now right within Pro Tools, we can take a look at all of that, the revision history. So here's the original, and you can see there's a bunch of the autosaves, and this is the one, and oh, well, here are the project notes right there, and it's all right in front of you. It keeps it all organized for you, which is a huge time saver. One of the things we really have to, that we see ourselves as being able to, one of the areas we see ourselves being able to add value is remove the complexity, remove any of the file management kind of left brain, right brain conflict so people can stay creative.
And what can you do with those versions? Can you say, right, I want to create a self-contained folder with all the assets that are peculiar to just that version? Or
Absolutely.
Can you merge? Can you tree? Can you branch? All those sort of things?
You can branch off. You can import from one to the other. Also, the beautiful thing about this, because it's project-based, all of these, the master one lives in the cloud. So if I go, Nick, to your place and I say, I got this great idea at home, I just have to log on your side in your Pro Tools terminal or your Pro Tools on your computer. It shows up right there. I hit click. It comes right down, so I can access my work wherever I go.
So that's part of the cloud storage of the assets as well.
Absolutely is.
I seem to remember when you first launched, you were giving a certain amount of storage. What do you get in terms of you're using the cloud service now?
We recently increased the amount of storage, so now for absolutely free, the amazing cost of $0 or £0, you're getting a gigabyte of cloud storage, which really in practice ends up being like 1 3/4, or because we have some lossless compression. That's good for two reasons. Primarily, it expedites the time it takes to push stuff up and pull stuff down, so it's important to keep things kind of closer to real time. But also, you can pack a lot more into 1 gigabyte.
Yeah, you can get like a project out of that maybe if it's a big.
Yeah, but that's free. Then for $9.99 a month, you can get 30 gigabytes, and then there's a plan for 80 gigabytes at $24.99 per month. So you can use it when you need it. You can use the free one forever. So it's really fantastic, and literally we have hundreds of thousands of cloud collaborations have happened just in the past few months.
Can you decide? So if you've got like a whole bunch of Pro Tools projects locally, can you decide like which folder has a gigabyte in it at any one time? So you only cloud save that one, or does it scan the whole project folder?
Yeah, we don't put any limit in the number of times you can put up a project or take it down. So the other thing we did is we said there's no longer a limit in the number of projects. I think when we first launched, there was a double kind of limit. You could only have a certain amount. There's no project limit. It's only the storage limit. But when you're done collaborating, you don't have to keep that online forever. When you're done with it, you remove it. You have plenty of room for other projects to start.
Right, so you can use it as a workspace, I suppose, in many ways.
It really is. That's a great way to put it. It's very much like like a cloud-based workspace.
And you were talking also before we started about the kind of whole artist integration and the monetization side of it. What's going on with that?
Yeah, but the part of the vision of Avid Everywhere was to make it so that people could make a living and enable opportunities. So we launched the artist community at NAMM just yesterday. We pushed up a brand new version of the artist community with the facelift. The UI makes the user experience is much improved. It's gorgeous looking. The other thing we did is we connected the artist community to Pro Tools. So again, this is in fulfillment of having this platform where everything connects, so that everything's integrated and you don't have to think about it. So now, if I'm in Pro Tools and I open up my artist chat, I've got different conversations here based on the different projects I've had. Well, this is great. So when you're collaborating, but let's say you don't have collaborations going on. Say you're starting new. You can create a profile on the artist community, ac.avid.com, completely for free. You can post your music here. You can have your interests listed so that you're easily found. You can share your work so people know what you're capable of. Let's just say you find connections and have look for opportunities. Well, when that's all done, you can have this artist chat. You can start talking, having conversations about.
So I guess it's like a shop window, I guess, for your services. So if you put your stuff up there, people go, "Hey, I like your beats."
Very much so.
Do you want to come and do something for my project?
Yeah, or like I like the way you play the drums. I think you break great on this track. You have this conversation here. And if you can see, I've had this conversation about the download project. Well, when I get over to Pro Tools now, and I open up my artist chat, the same conversation is there. Well, it's 100% connected, looking at the same server. So that's really beautiful. The other thing we did in fulfillment of helping people get heard, hired, and paid is we've integrated some artist community services. The first service is under Hire a Pro here, and it's by a company called SoundBetter. SoundBetter is their premier talent marketplace for the audio community. So here's where you can find amazing talent, ranging from songwriters, singers, different musicians, to producers and technical talent, engineers. It's got a rating system that take care of all of the financial kind of transactions.
So you can pay through the portal and
pay for the services. And on the other side, if you are a talented individual yourself, you can offer your services here, and it's another channel for you to help make a living doing what you love.
Is that a separate service that you'd have to kind of pay your monthly fee to, or was that all part of the single payment that you charge?
No, it would be an additional. They're all very, very affordable, but yeah, that would be additional. We don't. I mean,
but the whole thing is integration, right?
The whole thing's integration. I mean, after all, we're giving individual independent professionals, we're giving them a channel to get paid, so we don't want to offer those services for free. Of course, if you want to offer those services for free, you can just do it on the artist community. This specific channel is for people who are looking to pay for talent or sell their services. The other two services that are going to be coming soon to the artist community is TuneCore integration, which most of you probably have heard of, and also integration by services by a company called Songtrust. So TuneCore, they're like the biggest digital.
Yeah, you can get your stuff on Spotify, iTunes, everything, all in one go.
Yeah, so that's another way for independents to get heard and paid. And then the other one is Songtrust, and that's really fantastic to help people get paid by their performance rights organization. So BMI, ASCAP, Google, Spotify. It's an aggregate, so no matter what you're licensing.
It's like an online publishing deal, I guess, really, in many ways, right?
Very much so, and they basically offer a service that otherwise costs a lot of money to make sure you are getting paid. Plus, they get you paid very, very quickly, much quicker than you would get paid otherwise if you were just signed up from one of those PROs and doing it yourself.
So all of it, it sounds like the wider vision is really just to bring everybody together under Pro Tools. So, like you say, they can.
Nick, I think that's where we can really bring value. Avid, as a company, has been in business for over 25 years, and we are, because we participate on the audio side, on the live sound side, on the music notation side, and then going to video and sports, graphics production, everything else, we participate in all these worlds. We're in a great position, I think better than really anyone in the industry, to serve as the unifier. And we don't need to be everything to everyone, but when you look across NAMM and you look across our industry, there are so many products. And on one side, that's great because the products are more affordable than ever, but the flip side to that is it's really chaotic and it's hard to manage all of these things because there's so many different products to think about and to integrate into a workflow. And the vision is to really bring that together under a single platform.
Tony, thank you very much.
Thanks for your time, Nick. Thanks, everyone.